Welcome back, everybody, to game number 2, where DK is facing off against Flash Esports, and Flash Esports laying their playoff hopes on the line in the hands of this Naga Siren. And I have to say, I think DK has actually done some research on Flash, because they banned out Queen of Pain, which is not only a hero that DK likes to run themselves, but also a hero that Flash has pretty much relied on for every single victory they've had. This just shows you the level of professionalism and dedication that a team like DK has, where they don't even underestimate opponents who they pretty much could beat without practicing, without studying, or should be able to anyway, based on skill alone, based on experience and veteran savvy. But they do their research, they ban out ehwah's Queen of Pain, and they force Flash to beat them another way. And I like this as well. They're going to pick essentially what Flash did last game. Let's see how Flash responds. Flash with the Naga picked up already. A good hero in the laning stage to kill Bounty Hunter. If you get some nice supports to follow it up, there's a twin-headed dragon available, and there's a Keeper of the Light available. If they want to pick sort of a DK style, that's an option for them to combo. Real quickly, let's talk about the context for this game. Flash Esports, if they can win this game in the standings, they will advance to 3-5 in the group. Right now they're 2-5, and then they move on to the playoffs. So once again, I cannot overstate the importance of this game for Flash. If they win this game, that's all they need. They're in the playoffs, and frankly, they thought they were finished. They thought they were cooked. I interviewed the team after their last game where they lost, and they assumed that they were out of the tournament. They had one match to go. Now, they had to play DK, so maybe that was the thinking, is we're probably not going to beat them. Hey, it's anybody's ball game, and they get their hands on Naga, one of the best heroes to win at this point of the game. Now, if they want to go for something different, there's Tidehunter in the pool, there's Enigma in the pool. There are other options, as if you want to go for more sort of CC-heavy team fight, but they pick up Venomancer to try and deal with the Templar Assassin, the best counter left in the pool, as Batrider's banned out. And I would love to see the Pudge now. I would love to see a Pudge. Flash have done this before. Pudge Venomancer to shut down Templar Assassin mid. It was against a lesser team. It was against DK, but it worked absolutely spectacularly. TA couldn't even approach the creep wave. Instead, they go for the Brewmaster, which is probably the smarter, more stable choice. Picking Pudge against a team like DK, sure, it's Chinese Kryptonite, but that's normally only when it's in Dendy's hands or in the hands of a more experienced team. Or I think Misery played it for CLG back when they played IG in the BTS World Tour. Either way, though, they get their hands on Brewmaster. They also deny that to DK. And this seems like a much better draft for Flash already. Now, that's not to say they'll win for sure, but they at least have a shot. They have some team fight. They have strong lanes. They have a team that scales pretty well into the late stages. And the big concern is going to be, can they shut down this Bounty Hunter the same way that DK did? They have similarly strong heroes in the laning stage. They have Gale, they have Net, they have plenty of burst damage. And DK go back for Leshrac. They don't opt for the Shadow Shaman, which was in the pool, and generally the support in the Chinese team's favor. It hints at them wanting to push a little bit more. That's the primary reason why you'd get him. If you want burst damage, Lena's going to offer you more than that, or even something like Shadow Demon. If you want defensive capabilities, there was a twin-headed dragon. They want stun. They want a spammable AoE stun, and they want that Edict to push. And it's even worth asking: is there a chance that Flash would do something with dual lanes or with an aggressive tri-lane? Are we going to see that 1-1-3? Are they going to think about a 1-2-2? Are they going to think about even running a 3-1-1 and just leaving those two side lanes, or the side lane and the mid lane, as solos? They have their options. Brewmaster Panda, or Panda plus Venomancer, is a very strong dual lane. Can really shut down Templar Assassin in lane. And then if you get Naga +1, something like a twin-headed dragon, although I imagine DK will ban it, but Naga +1 can shut down Bounty Hunter. If they can win 2 lanes against DK, I think they're in great shape in the laning stage to have a strong shot at this coming to the mid game. So I like the draft from Flash, and I think strong dual lanes in mid and in the safe lane might be the solution to what DK is trying to do. Now, DK could go for something different. Bounty Hunter pretty much stuck in that suicide lane, but maybe it would be a safe lane Templar Assassin, and then a Leshrac +1 mid. Chaos Knight is in the pool. Probably a hero you want to ban out if you're Flash Esports. You don't want to give them that strong dual lane option. You have some of your own, but don't give one away to them. DK worried about the potential for that offensive tri-lane, worried about the aggressive mid-game timing push. They ban out the Undying. I wonder who Burning's gonna play. Is there any chance this is a farming Leshrac? That's the other option, is if it's not a support for them. Farming Leshrac is pretty disgusting against Flash's lineup. If you get a BKB, at most they can net you and run away. That's pretty much it, and even if you get slept, you're still doing the Pulse Nova damage, you're still doing the Edict damage around you. So it can be a pretty great counter. Very smart ban by Flash. They get rid of the Chaos Knight, they get rid of the dual lane, or at least the strongest possible dual lane for DK. I'm still excited to see how DK rounds out this lineup. I feel like there's a chance they'll do something a little bit different. I don't know why, I just got that something weird is going to happen this game. As far as combos with the Bounty Hunter, there is a Night Stalker in the pool, there is a Sven in the pool, and these are two other heroes we've seen IG run a lot. Now, I don't know if you can really squeeze them into your lineup when you've already got a Templar Assassin, and a Bounty Hunter, and a farm-dependent support like Leshrac. But if they could, that would be something, and that silence from Night Stalker really helps against Flash. Suddenly, Panda can't ult when he wants to, Naga can't get her sleep off, and the team fight, very dependent on combining all the spells, isn't guaranteed to hit. There's still a Tide available. Pretty surprising to see him slip through this far. I wonder if we're going to see him picked. I wonder how much Flash emphasis, how much they want to place on the team fight. Personally, I think they've got enough. I think DK is just too good to go over-aggressive on team fight. And another smart ban, they ban out Night Stalker, who can actually dual lane pretty well with Leshrac. It's not as good as Chaos Knight, but it's not too shabby. And also we've seen combos well with the Bounty Hunter. So they're not going to have the three ultra-aggressive tower divers in the Bounty Hunter, the Templar Assassin, and the Night Stalker. I'm thinking Flash have done about everything they could in this draft to give them the best possible shot at winning this game. If they don't, at least so far, it's not going to come down to the draft. I can't think of one thing they should have done differently. They ban out the Shadow Shaman, who, even there, it's the favorite support of DK. They do give away Bounty Hunter, but they're not giving him away with the kind of synergy that we've seen before. They're not giving away with these heroes that give you armor, that really already are great at tower diving in their own right, like Night Stalker or Sven. It may not work, but Flash are setting themselves up to have the best possible chance at success, and they will tip the scales towards teamfight. Picking up the Sand King here. Could be a tri-lane. They do have 3 melee heroes. Gotta pick something ranged around this lineup out, or they're just gonna get crushed in the laning stage. And I wonder who that 5th is gonna be. It looks like it needs to be a support. Actually, it could be a support Sand King. I don't know how I feel about that, though. This makes me think tri-lane, because you have 3 melee heroes. You have heroes that don't really combo that well together. It could be a double melee tri-lane with Sand King, Venomancer, Naga. It could be the Naga Sand King plus 1 yet to be determined. Maybe even Alina. Alina could be a great choice here. These are all squishy heroes on DK. Gives you more AoE, so even if they get a kill or two, they can't guarantee they'll push down towers. Gives you some burst damage, and gives you tons of AoE chain stun, which is what you need. It will be the Sven for DK, and it's looking like a Burning Sven. Burning Sven, Super Templar Assassin, ROTK Bounty Hunter, and then probably a QQQ Leshrac. Could be Dai playing that. So DK pretty much tipped their hands as to who's going to be playing what. I would love to see a Burning Templar Assassin, by the way, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. And right after the game starts, Painted Gold tells me he could co-cast with me. Oh man. I was looking forward to that, but I just got his message and the game's already started, so maybe I can get a remake from the admins. I'll ask them if they're willing to do that, but most likely gonna be a solo cast. Lion as the final pick, so Flash go for something similar to the Lina, but more focused on the lockdown. It gives you insane burst damage. I still like Lina better as a hero in most cases, because she's got the AoE stun, and she's got... Sure, the ult does less damage, but normally you don't really need Lion's. Like, the level of damage that Lion's ult does now at 1 is... You don't normally need 600 damage to get a kill, but hey... It'll definitely get a kill, and more importantly, it gives you the Hex to work with. This is a smart... I think this is a pretty smart draft from Flash. Now I'm wondering how the lanes are going to develop. Is it an offensive tri-lane and 2 solos? Who is getting the farm on this team? Lion very farm dependent, or level dependent as far as supports go. Sandking rather farm dependent. And DK rounded out with an Enigma. So going back for the jungler, going back for trying to sort of get the edge and experience, and we saw they did a great job of that last game. Well, everybody, we're here in Game 2. Let's introduce the players. Super on the Templar Assassin, rushing the bottle, burning on the Sven. Early stout shield picked up from him. Expect to see no points in stats. Nowadays, it's all Stormhammer and Warcry Max. Die on the Leshrac. QQQ, playing that Enigma. And last but certainly not least, rotk on the Bounty Hunter. Stout shield for him, trying to deal with that harassment. ehwah solo mid Panda. Okay. I've never seen ehwah play anyone except for Queen of Pain or Templar Assassin. I believe that's it. Oh, we saw him play Night Stalker once. He did pretty well at that. But never seen his Panda. Excited to see how he can do. Really has been the playmaker for this Flash team. Is his back strong? Has he been doing his shrugs to keep those shoulders going? We'll find out soon enough. hengkyky on the Lion. And it looks like... maybe MLG... I guess a dual lane mid, so they're just going to throw...
30 seconds to battle.
DSF to the Wolves, and the Suicide Lane is the Sand King. We've seen Demon do this occasionally, and I think this is a pretty good spot. You're not going to see him here unless you go looking, but DK are wily veterans, so don't be surprised if they spot him out. So MLG on the Venomancer. And last but not least, it is DSF on the Sand King. So, 2 dual lanes. I like the idea of the dual lanes. I just don't know about the heroes they chose. I feel like if you got a Lina instead of a Lion, you have a lot more kill potential in the lane.
Regeneration.
Creep denied already, but QQQ is going to be jungling, just trying to pull those creeps back, sending the Eidolons, Demonic Corrosions, over towards the jungle. And DK was worried about some aggressive warding, wanted to protect their pulls. Flash did have a really strong level 1 lineup. If you look at these heroes, everyone's really powerful at that stage, so... it makes sense that they were not even trying to enter the lane, just parked up here where you have some good vision. Wherever your opponents are coming from, you'll spot them out pretty early on. Middle lane, already the aggression onto Super, keeping him away from the creeps. Not going to be an easy lane for Super. Do they have smokes? That's the one way they could turn this around. Enigma's not even the best jungle ganker. Dai doesn't have a smoke yet. Super's on a bit of an island here. Let's see how much he can get done. He does manage to fight a creep. Only needs a few for the bottle, then life gets easier, but he's not really out of the woods with the bottle. DK, or you'll notice with Flash, yes, they placed the Observer and the Sentry, but unlike DK, they don't just flat out kill the Bounty Hunter at level 1. They're letting him stay in experience range, they're letting him even approach the creep wave to get last hits. And this is largely due to Lion just not being a great harassing support in lane. Even something like a Crystal Maiden would do a lot more for them. This is all about the... wow, look at the damage he's taking. Impale forced out, now the Riptide, just to force rotk back a little bit. Wait a second. Did DK... I think that was a Radiant ping. I don't think they know he's here yet. He is getting experience, though. Already getting close to level 2. Here comes MMY. And DSF is spotted. DSF is forced to run away. He'll be okay. Has the boots. Even if the Split Earth hits, no way they're going to kill him. But going to be first to Burrow Strike, I believe. No, going to tank the entire Edict. There's another Split Earth in 2 seconds. Not able to stay in range. Middle lane, Super being held back, but getting close to his bottle. Just really strong play by these solo heroes. rotk getting level 2, getting close to level 3, and Super, both of them dealing with dual lanes. And although they're going to be pulling and getting line experience, this is going to free up rotk to hit level 3. Now he can start harassing that line at the pull. I just don't know if they're going to do if they're doing enough to shut down Bounty Hunter. It really doesn't seem like it right now. hengkyky going for the double pull. Look how hard the Gnetgodz hits. That crit does so much damage when you only... oh my god, I just realized about the overlay. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, I've been so good. A rare moment of weakness for me. Fortunately, we didn't really miss any action. Forgive me, please. I love you guys. I'm sorry. Only 2.5 minutes missed. Oh, I was so good. I was so perfect. This is why I need a co-caster. Ah! Alright. No harm, no foul, though. We didn't really miss too much action, guys. Just a bunch of farming for both teams. I do apologize again. It won't happen anymore, I swear. I've been good for almost the entire week, so I'm going to cut myself some slack on this one. But either way, back to the game. rotk, some harassment on the hengkyky. Going to be coming out soon. This is the bounty hunter in the off lane, where if you just don't kill him early and completely shut him down, you can't even pull anymore. Just look at how rotk is playing this. Exactly how he should be. Whereas we saw when DK were up against the bounty hunter, they tri-laned against him. They never even let him approach the creeps. They invested more in killing him, but they also got a lot more out of it.
I insist.
Oh, the chat is going ballistic. Ay. Alright, so far, pretty slow start for both teams. Experience favoring DK by quite a bit. That's to be expected because they're not keeping rotk out of the lane. They are keeping DSF out. Gale to fly mid. They want to go in super, but Refraction was up again, so 2 Refraction charges. Now the clap to follow, diving all the way to the tower. Sentry Ward gets placed. Double damage for super. Managed to pick this up in the middle of it, and as a result, he lives. Without that double damage, they get the kill there. rotk almost dropping both of these solos, just barely surviving on the part of DK. Oh, man, that's unlucky. A little bit unlucky on the bottom lane, and the middle lane just not quite enough damage, but they came damn close. No evasion for the Panda, instead opting for Drunken Haze. Worried about the physical damage to come out from DK later on this game. The slow really does nothing for you. By the time you cast it, that's an auto attack that you miss, so until you level it up, it's really not picked up for the slow. It's all about the evasion. I'm curious if he's going to level it, though. Because Drunken Brawler is pretty damn good. Top lane, this should be our first blood. DSF's going to drop. Already used the Burrow Strike. Can't go inside Sandstorm. First blood claimed by DK. They dodge 2 bullets, 1 mid, 1 bottom, and then they strike back. They get the kill on the Sand King. Not the strongest offlaner. We see why. Doesn't have invisibility. Well, has invisibility, but not going to matter against Edict damage. Not going to matter against Split Earth. And not going to matter when they normally have sentries anyway. Super. Notice how whenever he gets close to the creep wave, Refraction's about to pull down, so he gets 2 sets of Refraction off per engagement, which makes it really difficult to bring him down. Boy, would they love to have more damage over time in this lane. Rotation in from DSF, smoked up. Level 2. This might be enough to kill Super. Refraction is up, just pops it now. Gale to hit again. Now the Drunken Haze, slowing him down. Burrow Strike not going to be cast. Oh, did the Sentry Ward expire? It did, and they don't have another. Actually, it was placed in tower range, so it got killed off. Oh, Flash, just a little... You need perfect coordination to kill a Templar Assassin with the lane like this, and even just slightly imperfect, not going to cut it. Unfortunately, DK is starting to pull away with these lanes. It's Burning free farming. Burning probably rushing a Midas. This is going to be the 3rd game in a row he's done it. Could skip it. Doesn't need the Midas. We've seen IG has shown that you can just play Sven as kind of a mid-game roaming aggressive ganker, but it's a Burning Sven. When he's been getting Midas every game, why the hell not? There's no pressure on him. Get your levels up. And Sven, actually pretty level dependent. Interestingly, he's gone for a point in cleave. Maybe just to help them push, which makes sense when you have Leshrac in the lane. And Lion dies at the tower to the creeps. Welp, that didn't work out as planned for them. Meanwhile, middle lane, Super trading some blows. Dust pop for DSF, who's just running. Actually gonna live, even with the Warcry. DK kind of tripping over each other's feet. Okay, not a Midas for Burning. It's a BKB rush. Only because it was Burning did I assume that there would be a BKB, something more greedy there. But Super picks up a haze for him, diving towards mid. And now gonna back off. Middle lane, Gale onto Super. Meanwhile, Bounty Hunter finds a solo kill on the Naga bottom lane. But it's Super is dropping low, and Super is manning up, hexed up. Do they have any detection? Don't need it. Perfect chain stun. But now Bounty Hunter's on the board. rotk lives with about 50 HP. And this is a Bounty Hunter who's not been kept in check. Level 7. Level 7 at 7 minutes. I think he's tied for the highest level in the game. He's equaling the levels of a Jungle Enigma, the fastest jungler in this game. DSF, what a beautiful play. Dodges the Stormbolt with Sandstorm, so lives through what would have been certain death. There was a dust, but they didn't pop it. Still, Flash's beautiful plays aren't getting them kills. They're just keeping them alive. DK's beautiful plays are getting them kills, are getting them track gold, and getting rotk into this terrifying mid-game timing. Now he's got his phase boots, And Flash have a lineup with lots of easy pickoffs to be found. MLG's an easy kill. hengkyky, the easiest of kills, has dust but no boots. Desperately needs to farm those. And DSF very far behind. A crucial hero. The dust pop preemptively. No sandstorm dodge for you, sir, says Burning. An easy kill claimed.
You deserved it.
Super actually kept down a bit. You can see he's only level 6, but isn't really enough. Still no Panda ult. The downside of that dual lane mid. Might be able to catch Super. No clap. Didn't want to waste the damage on a refraction charge. Gets nothing.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And look at the pressure. I like this adjustment by Burning, getting the point and cleave. They get the tier 2, and it's a little, in the sense, they're going to help Flash out with that, because now the Sand King gets some farm, gets some levels, which he desperately needs. But your team, you're already at your timing. You're at the point where you get out of control. Naga sleep, TP away. What is she farming up towards? Doesn't have many items. Safe lane Naga, actually barely out farming the bounty on her. That's a concern. Burning has almost double the farm. A decent chunk of this is tower gold, but it's also CS. Where she's only sitting on 45, 6 a minute, not that 8 per minute you'd really like to have.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
ehwah does hit 6. This is a good moment for them. They have the Panda ult. They don't have the Naga sleep. I expect DK to really start going for kills now. You've got your war cry up on Sven. It's already level... No, he's maxing cleave. Dealing with... Okay, this is also to deal with the Naga illusions then. Split Earth on DSF. He'll die to this. Stormbolt and Edict. Another easy kill. They just want to mow through those Naga illusions. That's got to be it. Interesting. Pretty smart adjustment for Burning. I feel like they could just kill heroes. I don't know if they really need this. Or maybe just to farm. Either the illusions or the farm, but... Hey, it's not a bad build. It certainly has its justifications. Ah, and Painted Gold just messaged me the same thing in Skype, so... I guess that means I'm onto something if he's agreeing with me. Co-casting from Skype. Thank you, Painted Gold. Not as good as having your wonderful mug up there on the overlay, but we'll take what we can get from you. Awesome. It's going to last at the tower. 1,300 gold on the Naga. I think it's really got to be the heart or just something to help him tank. Maybe the Lincoln Sphere, but he's not farming very well. And just needs HP now. Really can't rush a Radiance with this kind of a start. Not farming enough. Team needs you to participate in fights. They have the Pan ult. They still haven't used it. A team fight lineup. A lot of chain stun. A lot of AoE crowd control. But not actually using it just yet. Mechanism already complete on DK. Picked up by QQQ. And a door opens. Is that the smoke? That was weird. I may actually be going insane. Emma dies. Smoke gets dispelled. That means hengkyky is dead. The backstab comes in instantly. Look at that. One auto tag for Burning. Half the Lion's health dissipates. He'll drop to this. ehwah and DSF blocking each other in. Burning giving chase. Now the support's kind of in a bad spot. They want to regroup. They want to get back to Burning. And both teams man down. So DK walk away scot-free. No Blink Dagger on the Sand King. No Epicenter on him yet. No Blink Dagger on the Panda. All the items they really need to initiate, all the levels they need to truly make their mark and frustrate and stymie DK. Just not there yet. ROTK, nothing else coming for him just yet. Or is there? Bracer picked up. So continuing to farm reasonably well. In fact... He's only 1,000 gold behind the Naga. And aside from Naga and Panda, nobody has anything. It's not even these farmers that are the issue for Flash, although they are a bit of a concern. It's the other heroes that are just so desperately poor. And against Bounty Hunter, these underfarmed supports are just free kills. hengkyky smoked up, lurking in the trees. I don't know why he's in the front lines, but I really think it should be the Venomancer. Somebody else. You want to get off a nice Earth Spike on multiple heroes. Now the dive comes through. Back out again is RTK, and the too much crap in the way. DK are just going to muscle down this tower, Burning in the front lines. BKB coming soon. Just the next level of farm for him. ehwah gets slowed by the trap. Tower denied, not there. And hengkyky running into Burning. Hex onto Burning. Now the track on a hengkyky. They're going to dive him. Sleep is in the waiting here. Well, are they going to use it yet? Net onto RTK, a beautiful blade, and the Figure of Death. What a play by hengkyky. DK fall for the bait. One hero dead. Need a 2-hero burrow strike. Only finds one. Will it be enough? DSF running the other way. Epicenter to be channeled behind the trees. Could be a great fight for Flash. Will it be enough? Oh, it doesn't look like it. It was a pretty damn good Epicenter, but a few pulses missed because he didn't have the burrow strike off cooldown. And in the end, 3 heroes fall. Oh, they really played that well. Flash did everything. No, and hengkyky's gonna drop now. That's real bad news. 4 heroes dead. Good news is no track kills, or at most maybe 1 because the bounty hunter died right away. Burning with the celebration exclamation point kill there. In the end, 4 heroes die for Flash. Didn't get the Panda ult off. That was what really screwed them. If they had the Panda ult and the Epicenter, things would have gone a lot differently. But the black hole from QQQ was too good. Even if the Sand Key just had Burrow Strike ready, I don't know if it would have been quite enough, but I think the additional damage from the Burrow Strike would have gotten them two extra kills there. So rather unfortunate, just... The mark of a good team by DK is, it's not just a bad luck though, it's also just the mark of a good team where you come out ahead in these close engagements and things accumulate. It's rare that you just absolutely crush through your opponents from start to finish. But even when you win closer games, you do it with fights like that, and so far DK delivered. Remember, Flash needs this win to secure an opportunity to advance into the playoffs. Without this win, it comes down to the tiebreakers. And I'm not sure if N9 or Flash have the edge. Offhand, just from what I recall anecdotally, I feel like Flash had a couple of quick victories, but I'm not sure. We'll have to see who wins in the time rating war. Either way, someone's going to be frustrated. Someone's fans are going to be upset. Time rating really not the best way to settle things. I think for most people, we'd much rather see a playoff. But just not time for that in this event. With the playoffs starting on Saturday, the online playoffs starting then. ehwah has an Invisor. He'll get a good Panda ult off, and there is no black hole. Could be the opening that they're hoping for. hengkyky tried to circle around through the trees, weaving here and there. It's a good time for me to check Skype and see how many people are yelling at me. Oh, I guess I caught it pretty early. Nipped that one in the bud. Oh man, I'm never gonna live that down. It's gonna be on my epitaph. If I get married and have kids someday, they're gonna troll me about it too. There's no escaping your past, at least not for me. Bernie gets scouted out by a Plague Ward up on the high ground. RTK posting up kind of in the front lines here. Panda is going to use his ult. They focus on QQQ. Got to get more than 1 kill for this Panda ult. Don't think it's enough. Burning charges in. Focus on hengkyky. BKB is complete. Does not care about this Panda. 3 auto attacks. He's dead. Now RTK with the traps. And, well, it was a backstab. It was a trap from Super, and Super comes in. Drive-by from him. Epicenter being channeled on 3. Oh, the BKB's dead. DSF delivers again, but just not enough. Isn't enough. Naga charges in 1 by 1, now forced to sleep. Oh my goodness. So close to having a perfect fight. Again, the 3-hero burrow strike, the 3-hero epicenter. This time hitting everyone basically with the full channel, but Birdie was too tanky. And just, we see the power of this BKB. No answer for it on Flash. As long as that BKB is activated, Bernie can just instantly assassinate the Lion with the move speed from track. Almost impossible to get away. And Super can start to do the same thing too. Once he has this Blink Dagger up. Oh, it's not looking good for Flash now. All these close fights, but gold experience graph telling the tale. It also just comes down to levels, and it comes down to the play in the early game. If this Sand King had a better start, if he had gotten a couple of kills, he would probably be level 11, which means his Epicenter does way more damage, has the 2 extra pulses. And with those 2 extra pulses, that's the difference between winning and losing a team fight. And all these heroes escaping on a couple hundred HP and going down. It also gives him some extra stats to work with. Maybe he lives long enough for 2 burrow strikes. So it all comes back to that laning stage where DK just once again really outplayed. Flash burrow striking on MMY, has a Bloodstone or no Soul Booster up already. But the Lion ult will be enough to bring him down. A secondary clap necessary. Now RTK jumps in. Drums used by him. Now the Dust just to try and discourage him from chasing. In comes the TP from Birdie. Meanwhile, Venomancer drops back to RTK. Chasing down hengkyky. chaos in this team fight. The other two supports forced to run away. Hengkyky will drop, abandoned by the team. Nothing he could do. Are they tracked? They are not. Blink Dagger about to come online for ehwah. Still only level 9. And Naga going for a Yasha, not even going for a tankier build. Maybe this is to remove Tracker Malefice, trying to complete a Manta style. I don't know about this choice, though. I think you really need to be able to tank up. LD will die alone because of the overlay. Oh, it may be true. At least girls who are Dota fans are not going to be lighted up with this kind of low-level overlay control. I'll work harder, guys, I promise. Blink Dagger up on the Panda. Again, still only level 9, though. They need level 11 on the Sand King on the Panda. The problem is, I think there should be a pipe or multiple BKBs coming soon. And Burning going man mode. Max cleave. Now he's got the Mask of Madness. Those Naga illusions, especially without any extra HP, they're dead in 2 or 3 auto attacks. So Naga is not going to have anything to work with as far as the illusions go. We're not going to see anything like what we saw last game, where Ice just split push and kind of stalled the game to victory. That's not an option. No Radiance, no farm on the Naga, and a great natural counter to illusion heroes. Burning Aegis is going to... What am I talking about? He just got it. Well, it's not going to expire anytime soon, so he feels free to push this bottom lane in. And maybe they're going to look to pressure mid soon. I don't really see much of a reason to wait for DK. They've got the Blink Dagger and the Vitality Booster up on Super. Super is almost like a support hero this game. Sort of like having a Vengeful Spirit, where he's more there to buff up the to help the Sven chase and to help the Sven hit harder. Meld more about the minus armor than the damage because of this lineup. He's gonna get caught though, or at least RTK is. Track onto DSS. He'll pay for this burrow strike. It was a bait, it was a trap, and RTK gives one away.
There a bounty on me?
Yes, there is a bounty on you, apparently. That's a great line. BKB's coming too for QQQ. I guess this is the one thing they're waiting for, because then all he's gotta do is catch Naga. You can now black hole the Panda Ancients. So ehwah's gonna be useless in a team fight if there's a well-placed black hole. And also this guy is just real tanky. I think DK is gonna defend this tower though. They have the PP, they have the glyph. Stormbolt only hitting a 1. If that hits 2, they probably jump in right now. Are they gonna pop the glyph? DK really baiting this. Now the TP to come out from QQQ potentially, but can't because Naga is there. Forced to defend top, driven back a bit. Now the Riptide doing some decent damage. In comes the TP from Bounty Hunter. Track on 1. Immediate blink away. ehwah just narrowly dodging death. The Stormbolt would have been the end of him. And he'll escape. Bernie gonna push in this middle lane. 2200 gold up. Will it be an armlet? No, Crystallis. Not going for the armlet. Big crits are cute, but I just feel armlet is so ridiculous on Sven. Because all your damage comes from additional strength, so... from God's strength. So if you amplify your what do you get? Plus 35 strength when you turn on an armlet? Suddenly you're killing those pandas incredibly quickly, and you're not reliant on luck, plus it makes you tankier. I don't really think this is the optimal item choice on DK, or on Sven, but it should certainly work. And if he does hit a crit, well, say goodbye to your illusions. The siege begins. DK, grouped up mid. Look how fast those Naga illusions die. That's without God Strength. That's without turning the Mask Madness on. Only a few auto attacks, only a few seconds to bring them down. This is one thing they could do to kind of slow down the aggression from Burning. As we see MMY lurking on the high ground, looking for a split earth, is not going to connect. And DK just waiting for the perfect opening, really not forcing anything. ehwah has the blink, has the Panda ult, but almost has to counter-initiate. Well, at least the Naga does. Has to save that net, and completes the Mantis though. Gotta save that net for the black hole. It's their only hope. The Naga net is the Obi-Wan of this game. Net onto Super. Don't like him using it. Really thinking he's sold on it. Blink of my Panda. Clap on 4. Now the ult to follow. Burning dropping low, but man mode from Burning. Spin. Chop. Oh, he's just too manly and kills the panda in old form. Oh, that was not the right way to fight it. They absolutely had to save the net. Oh, doesn't matter though. Buyback from the Sand King, and then everyone being juked. That track helping them to get away. Big move speed, and DK gonna dodge a bullet. QQQ may drop ehwah. One more swipe. The slow. The blink. No, he doesn't have a blink. QQQ should be dead. No, Malphus and the trap to slow him down. Is he really gonna live in the back lines of play? This is basically a double rampage or team wipe for DK. ehwah's about to die. Sand King bought back. Who else did? I think at least one other hero did. No, it's only the Sand King. Wait, no, Sand King did buy back. What the hell? Panda. Panda bought back. Ugh, such a chaotic team fight. But Sven showing his Nordic strength there. And Flash just, at this point, really didn't have a shot anyway, but had to play it perfectly and couldn't find that perfect fight. And he got a crit for 800 damage, so hey, if the crit luck is there, then Daedalus is a great item to pick up. I think it was 800 damage. DK on the verge of taking this series, at which point they will claim this group. In fact, the only way they don't claim the group for sure is if they lose this game, at which point they're tied with Orange. But with a win here, DK will wrap up first place in the group. Middle lane, the aggression comes out. DSF, Let's hits the tower. Not even going for a blink dagger. Rushing a BKB, which I kind of like at this point. He hasn't been having trouble getting his epicenters off. He's been having trouble living long enough to burrow strike more than once in a team fight. A BKB is the better choice from that selection, from that point of view. Where is the damage going to come from? How do you deal with Sven? They really need something like a Diffusal Blade. It doesn't remove God Strength anymore, but just having that slow, forcing out a BKB when it's not optimal, and potentially removing the Mask of Madness buff could be helpful. I don't really see what else they can get. And now another BKB for DK. More heroes that really you want to net, but you can't net them all. And this should be the Daedalus. Daedalus complete on burning. Now the crits are extremely potent. Here comes the death push. DK, 5 heroes about to be grouped up mid, and actually, who has buyback? Naga and Sand King. That's it for the Radiant. DK so big that who knows if they'll have to use it. Double damage bottled up by Super, and the BKBs. The Black Hole has a cooldown yet, up in 10 seconds. Really nothing to stop DK from pushing. Triple BKB. Black Hole is online. Drums picked up. Maybe a Vlad just to get burning additional lifesteal. Not really necessary though. And this is another way they have to deal with those Naga illusions. It's the splash from Templar Psyblades. Super actually able to deny the tower. Just nothing going the way of Flash right now. It really goes back to the lanes. DK just do such a masterful job of a little bit of luck, especially in the mid and bottom lanes, when it looked like Flash almost had a kill on both solos. But also just great play, smart laning decisions. And once they have that powerful start, they punish the enemy side lane. They are going to kill you. Unless you're someone who they just don't have the power to kill, but they did. Offlane Sand King, not the best hero against Sven, Leshrac combo, especially once the dust is there. You can't Sandstorm destroyed, and it's just been all DK all the way. Once they get these incremental advantages, they don't really give them up. Smoke immediately dispelled. Burrow Strike on 2. This is a great turnaround. This should be 2 heroes dead. Zap down. Super is gone. Epicenter and the Panda ult, but they're missing both of those. And do these heroes a buyback? No buyback on Leshrac, just barely short. But as the Bloodstone will respawn very quickly, Templar Assassin does a buyback. DK with the Panda ult down. As well as the Epicenter. I'm not sure why they're not just buying back, and at least on the TA, and just ending the game. I guess they don't think they need Templar Assassin. And hey, maybe they don't. Burning is disgusting now. 1,300 gold. Gotta start chopping away.
How many times are you gonna miss?
A patient siege from DK. Now Leshrac is gonna come back. That Bloodstone bringing him back to life a bit quicker. hengkyky charging in. Really aggressive dive from him. You don't want to initiate an RTK. You gotta focus someone else first. Even if you kill him, there's still the Black Hole and there's still that Sven AoE. Maybe trying to bait DK into a bad fight, and the Venomancer Ward's doing a good job of slowing this push. Burning's so tanky, though, that he's just going to stand at them, take the tower, take the wards, work them down. Meanwhile, the Naga split push, slow, but still happening. RTK gets more tracks up. Now the Eidolon summon. ehwah, Stormbolt, dodge. Oh, sorry, you can't dodge that with Blink. It's going to actually hit on 2. Blink in. By the Sandkey, who went back for a Blink. BKB by Birdie. 2 auto attacks. 1,300 damage. 1,300 damage twice. Oh, will it be thrice before it's all said and done? Big boy Burning with that net. Someone needs to get this guy some even more badass Fen items. But with the BKB, finds 2 kills. The good news is the BKB's down, so the buyback from MLG. Still have the black hole up. And DK really slow rolling. Now the Templar Assassin emerges. She returns. Looks to do battle. Rex will fall. Track out onto hengkyky. Track out onto MLG. Everybody's got to track out on them except for ehwah, who should have it soon. No panda ult for 40 seconds. No epicenter. Remember, they used these bottom. Not epicenter's back up now, actually. hengkyky being dove by RTK. Can he bring him down? Shrieking Toss, not quite enough damage. Now the net onto him. Does reveal him, but do they actually give chase here? Do they commit to this fight? 20 seconds till that panel. Blink it. Clap is there. Burning comes in. The death of ehwah. d1 will fall. Too much magic damage. Can't evade that. Can't touch me, says Die. And, oh my goodness, Black Hole catching MLG, catching DSF, and the epicenter on top of it. A great epicenter, but again, just not enough damage. Too many BKBs, too many items, and too many levels. Naga Sleep does nothing. Burning cleaves his way through that. God's Strength is up again. This should be 2 lanes of Rex. This is probably going to be the game. Finger of Death comes out, and Templar Assassin, or RTK buying back, DSF buying back. Everybody's going to buy back. They do defend that second lane of Rex. Now the chase on the Burning. Clapped up, slowed. Might even be able to kill him once. Oh, Burning will drop. Immediate buyback from Burning. Roche is back up, so these aren't even especially greedy buybacks, although getting caught is going to make them a little bit wasted. Yukiko is dead, and DK are getting a little bit sloppy here. Still up by a massive margin, but did use quite a few buybacks. Burning still sitting on 2,900 gold. It'll probably be a heart next. Oh. Well, that was just greedy. Bounty Hunter here, diving by himself into the Sentry Ward, and we'll get picked off for his trouble. That's actually the second time we've seen RTK get a little greedy, and it's something he actually had troubles with in DK at the International 1 or 2, is just overextending in the suicide lane, playing too aggressively and getting picked off, and that cost DK some matches where maybe they would have had a shot. So hopefully for their sake he'll be a little bit more stable. But hey, they do have a huge lead. It's understandable to be aggressive now. Towers being traded, tier 2 mid for tier 2 bottom, but getting into a pushing war with this Fan who kills a wave in 2 hits, and with Edict is not a winning fight. At least I don't think it is. Are they going to base trade? They really cannot base trade. They got to get back. They got to defend. DK can base trade. Flash cannot. But both teams back off. So in this game of chicken, they're both scared. Haste rune bottled up by the Sand King. This could be a great rune to have in a team fight. Let's see if he can actually make something happen with it, though. I don't know if I've ever seen Burning lose when he's got this much farm. Up to 18,000 net worth at 30 minutes into the game. Even his team has been farming a lot, but just nothing like Burning. Time to sell the wand, pick up that Aegis of the Immortal, and has a Blink Dagger. Doesn't want more damage, just wants more mobility in these team fights, wants the initiation. And it's at a point where Sven is essentially a shotgun Morphling from the previous patch, from 6.74b. You blink in, you stun them, you pop the Masquerade, the BKB, and the God Strength, and you kill whoever you jump on, probably during the duration of that Stormbolt. Unless you get incredibly unlucky with your crits, and then maybe the Panda lives. Maybe if he's lucky with the evasion, he'll survive. Frantically, the stand-in awesome with the Reaver pickup, trying to push this top lane. Honestly, I think going for a Heaven's Halberd would be a much better choice now, but does want to complete that heart. Just to get the evasion and potentially the disarm versus Burning. depending on the BKB usage. Burning going to work with the tower. Epicenter not being channeled, just a blink in. Double blinks. Great job by them, but probably should have had hengkyky go first and then follow up with an Epicenter blink. Either way, the racks are now exposed on the bottom lane. Gonna drop instantaneously. Still have Godstrain, still have the Aegis, still have the BKB. Flash gotta fight this, can't wait any longer. They're trying to base trade, doesn't look like a good fight. Black Hole catches everyone, and the burst damage. Burning getting body blocked. His own team is his worst enemies right now. Doesn't matter, they find 2 kills. Naga doing what she can. But in a base race, a Naga with a Manta is not beating this squad. The one thing is that DK can't Fountain Farm. It will have to be a merciful end. If they try and Fountain Farm, they will lose eventually to the Naga. And actually, they're gonna back. Just giving Stand and Awesome too much time. No, maybe not. They're gonna go for Mega Creeps. This is honestly about as good as Flash are gonna get. I'm surprised DK isn't going for the throne. I'm surprised they're not backing. They're giving up 2 lanes of Rex. This is a little bit sloppy. And now, at long last, the TP comes in. Awesome will escape, though. I don't really like that trade by DK. They trade Rax evenly. Now QQ to die, most likely. No Black Hole for him. Already used it. Incredibly sloppy play from DK. Something you never see from this team, pretty much. Still, they're in good position. Still, they should win this game. Almost gave up a second lane of Rax. Almost did it. Now, they did force out the Glyph from Flash. And for Flash, the Glyph is probably even more important than buybacks at this stage of the game. Speaking of buybacks, only 2 up. 2 for DK, none for Flash. Flash are now down 2 lanes of Rex. And Super's got a Crystallis to call his own, so they're going for Team Crit. Where's that Enigma crit? That's what they already have Bounty Hunter with Janata, so that's a pseudo crit. What is a crit? It's just a different kind. In comes Bernie, blink it, stun on 2! Oh my goodness, this is the team fight DK needed. This is the team fight they wanted. You can't sleep that. All you could do is net him, but just not able to net him. Use it on somebody else. hengkyky, gonna drop 3 heroes dead. And DK get a little bit sloppy, but then they just storm back. Group up is 5, and there is nothing that Flash can do. Here comes round 5 of the death push, but this one really should be the death. You can just go straight for the racks. These heroes, do any of them have buyback? Nobody's got buyback. Should be the game any momentarily, unless they're going to find DSF. They'll kill him. Now 4 heroes dead. And with that, God's strength should cool down pretty soon. DK thinking about Mega Creeps, now saying no. Screw it, we're going to throne it. And throne it they shall. Burning actually dropping low to tower, but he's got Aegis, and it's going to expire soon. So might as well just pop it now. Aegis will be expended. There is no Glyph. Standing Awesome is tanky. He's got the sleep. Maybe with a good sleep can delay this. Not if Sven catches you. Will he even get it off? Will he get it off? He won't. hengkyky blinks in and impales 5 heroes, but doesn't matter. Incredible impale here from the captain as the game appears to be drawing to a close. Burning just wants to get the win. Get that W, he says. Going to work on the tier 4s. Blink in from Super, and with the minus armor, with the fresh God Strengths online, and the Mask of Madness available, only going to take like 6 auto attacks to bring this down. Burning goes to work, goes to town. hengkyky is here. This time there is no split push. Naga is dead. No chance for them. A long range meld to bring him down, and now on to ehwah. Last of his order. Burrow strike in. Where's that epicenter? Oh, it's the impale to follow, but this black hole catches them both. Lion's dead. Next in line will be that Saiyan King. Team wipe in the fountain, and DK never really had a shot of losing this game unless they made a few more critical mistakes, but just made a handful and absolutely crushed their way through Flash Esports. GG's come out from both teams. Flash just getting outclassed. Burning ends it 18-1 and 16. My God, that scoreboard just absolutely brutal to look at. Burning in a thriller, in a stomp, with an absolutely massive 725 gold per minute Sven. He's going to run away with this one. So, that decides Group A, or Group B for us. At least as far as our first and second place. If we take a look, it's going to be DK, who finished 7-1. Orange 6-2, so DK first place in this group. Orange will be second. Tong Fu third, and then it will come down to that tiebreaker for Natural 90 Flash Esports. Who has the better time rating? Whoever does will be advancing. I'll try to find out as soon as possible for you from the admins. Not sure off the top of my head.